So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important video that you are going to watch today. So grab a pen and paper, because in this video, I'm going to reveal the 7 secrets of making your first $1 million. This is the money secrets that I use to make my first 10K, 100K, and go on to make my first million by the age of 21. Now, this is not going to be a video where I tell you to save $5 on coffee or to put money aside in a 401k where in 50 years you'll become rich. This is for people who are serious about making their first million in the next couple of years. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Now, the first is that money is a never-ending game, so make sure to treat it like a journey, not a destination. You see, when you make $1 million, you're not just going to hang up your coat and call it a day and go to the beach and sip on pina coladas all day. You see, $1 million will change your life, but what's going to happen is you're going to level up and keep progressing and going further and further. When I was first making money online, I got myself to 10K a month, then I got myself to $50,000 a month, and then I told myself at $80,000 a month, which is around $1 million a year, that I'm going to be happy and that's the final destination. And then I got to 80K per month, and then I said at 100K a month, then I said at $150,000 a month, and then at $200,000 a month. And then I realized that I'm going to keep progressing and progressing, and I shouldn't put, happiness or a pinpoint at any certain amount. What I can do day in and day out is keep progressing and keep getting better and better. So understand that it is going to be a journey. It's not a destination. So enjoy climbing the mountain, because as soon as you get to the top of the mountain, there's another mountain and another mountain. And I guess that is the beauty of going on and trying to make this much amount of money, is because you have to progress in every aspect of your life. And it comes to a point where you love that progression and you want to keep getting better and better and better. The second is to understand which opportunity to take at the right time. You see, a lot of people, when they're first starting out, they're jumping into opportunities and business vehicles that absolutely don't make sense to them. So for example, when you're first starting out, you don't want to jump into a business model such as Amazon FBA or starting a SaaS, because there's a lot of upfront capital required, which is around anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000, and there's a lot of risk involved. And to go ahead and make it work is very, very minimal compared to yourself starting out as a beginner. So I'd focus on the business vehicles that almost require no capital to get started, but it brings in a lot of money. And these examples are social media marketing agency, e-commerce drop shipping. Those are the 2 best ones for any beginner to go out and start. Remember, you don't want to jump in the deep end if you haven't even learned to swim in the shallow side. Number 3 is to surround yourself with wealth so you can feel and see that it's actually possible. Before I got into entrepreneurship, my goal was to make $10,000 per month. And that's kind of all that I knew, because at the time, that's kind of what was plastered around everywhere. And even at that time, $10,000 a month was very hard for me to fathom, right? Because my area and who I'm surrounded with, it's not wealthy people. It's anywhere from middle class to lower middle class people. So I actually don't get time to see that wealth and see the richness. So the best thing that you can do is go ahead and go to a rich neighborhood and drive around and take a look at the houses, take a look at the cars, or start working from very rich environments. So for me, I would go to the lobby of a hotel that's very luxurious, and I would work from there. And as I'm working, I'm in a wealthy environment, and I'm also seeing supercars come in and out, wealthy people come in and out. So I'm able to see and feel that it is actually real. And as I said, for me, $10,000 per month was like the holy grail, until I started surrounding myself with people that $100,000 a month was a very bad month for them. And, making a couple of $1 million a year was actually possible. And the reason for me, and this might be, relatable to a lot of you guys, is that you don't see that level of wealth anywhere. There's not any friends or a lot of people in our neighborhood that have a very high amount of money. And especially with the educational system, the way that we've taken, all that we kind of know of is to go to school, go to college, get a nice degree, and get a safe paying job that is anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 a year. And when you're hanging around these wealthy people, you can slowly start to get into the network and actually listen to the conversations these people are having. And what I realized with my family and a lot of my friends in my neighborhood that were, you know, lower middle class, the conversations they were having is how much they hate their job, how much money that they need to save, how they don't have enough money in their bank account, and how they kind of hate life to a degree. They were having is, how do we make more money? How do we capitalize on opportunity? What's the next business vehicle to jump into? How do we keep progressing in all aspects of life? The conversations are so different. So even if it costs you an extra $5 to go to a higher end cafe, go to it, because that $5 will pay off in the long run. The fourth money secret is aim to make money fast, don't take it slow. When I made my first million at the age of 21, I never thought that I would actually make $1 million at 21. I thought I was going to make it at the age of 28, 29, 30, but at the age of 18, when I first got into entrepreneurship actually properly, I took things with a sense of urgency and I kind of pushed things to a greater limit. And I actually had a friend of mine who, you know, made over $1 million at the age of 16. And that showed me that, you know, you can actually make a lot of money very fast if you're in the right vehicle and in the right opportunities. Now, obviously, it took me about 3.5 years to get there, but that was through a lot of trial and error. But through mentors these days, a lot of people can make money very, very fast. For example, there are students inside of our program who are literally going from 0 to over 10, 50, 100K per month within that 6-month to 12-month period, all because they have the blueprint laid out for them and they just go ahead and execute on that. Now, aim to make money fast, but be patient with the progress. And the reason I say to make money fast, because what will happen is you'll start moving with a sense of urgency and you will get things done much faster. The person who wants to broaden out their horizon will take much slower than you will. And at the end of the day, you will capitalize. There's a quote that goes by Elon Musk. It says, put your 10-year goal in 6 months. You might not achieve it in 6 months, but you get much further ahead than if you were to set it at that 10-year period. And that's exactly what I've done with my goals. And it has pushed me to try to achieve them much faster, and it's opened up different ways in my brain to come up with ideas on how to achieve that. And that's what will happen. If you put a deadline for you to go ahead and make $1 million in 6 months, watch how things play out. Your brain will start to work like you've never seen it before. You'll start to see things that you've never seen before, and your work ethic would be at a level that you've never thought you could get it to. The fifth money secret is ignore financial advice from broke people. It's very easy to take in advice from Uncle Joe because he's been around you for, you know, your entire life, and you believe that you can trust his advice and his opinions. But when you actually think deeper into it, Uncle Joe, who has maybe a couple of $1,000s to his name, the advice that he's going to give you is the exact advice that is going to remain and keep you poor. And even for myself, I absolutely love my family. They've done a lot for me, and I love my friends as well that I grew up with. But unfortunately, it's hard for me to take any advice from them on how to make money when they haven't made a lot of money themselves. So it's very important that you listen to people and take advice and opinions and judgments from people that have the life that you want to live, because their opinion is actually valid and their advice is going to allow you to do the right things and not the wrong things. The sixth is to stop living in a scarcity mindset and start living in an abundant mindset. My whole life growing up, I got told to save, 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 when in reality, I should be focusing on making more money. At the end of the day, saving a few dollars on coffee or a few dollars on food is not going to save you to become rich. And the amount of energy and time that you spend on checking your transactions, figuring out which cafes are cheaper, which petrol station is cheaper, you can spend that time on making more money, and that will actually lead you to a position where you make more money. And the level of wealth that is out there is absolutely wild. And for me, granted, I'm able to surround myself with very wealthy people because of the position that I'm in. And even to this day, I consistently get surprised with how much money there truly is out there. So recently, I was just in Mykonos, Greece. It was actually my first time out there. And I was around people who were spending over $50,000 per day in Mykonos. Now, seeing that sort of money just made me realize how much more money there is out in the world. What I literally make in a year, people spend in a month at these holiday destinations. Now, obviously that is kind of an outlier. That is a big shark in the space. But if you drive around a rich neighborhood, you'll come to realize that there are a lot of wealthy people out there. Like, you drive around your local neighborhood that you find around your area that has a lot of wealthy homes, you'll see there's hundreds of homes out there. You'll also notice that there's a lot of supercars out there, and these people didn't get to that position by being scarce about money. They had an abundant mindset because they knew that money is abundant. And money is like energy. Holding money sacred is actually going to stop the flow of money. What you need to do is circulate that money and let it flow. Now, there are 2 more money-making secrets. I'm going to add a bonus one to this. But the 7th is build a safety pot for peace of mind. So every single month, put a certain percentage into an account where you absolutely don't touch, and you have that money sitting there in case for a rainy day. Now, that money will allow you to get back on your 2 feet whilst also allowing you to cover necessity expenses for at least a year. And number 8 is that your attention and focus needs to be allocated accordingly. We live in a very distracted world with social media, friends, family. There's always something to do, something to watch, and your attention and focus needs to be protected. You cannot be giving it out very easily. The way that you can do this is to start prioritizing your time correctly. Instead of going to a party and drinking and then ruining the next couple of days, say no to the party and use that time to go and work on an online business or on your goals and your dreams. And at the end of the day, you can always get money back, but the one thing that you cannot get is time back. And a lot of people live their life as if they're going to live forever. And I understand to a certain degree, you want to live life and have fun and enjoy everything, but what's the point of living and enjoying a life that you're not happy with currently? Now, for me, I said no to restaurants, I said no to partying, I said no to hanging out with a lot of friends, I said no to a lot of things to say yes to my dreams and my goals. And what that allowed me to do over the span of 1 to 2 years was build myself such an incredible life that now when I do say yes to my friends, I say yes to the party, I say yes to the restaurant, I'm able to go there and have way more fun than I did when I wasn't happy with the life that I currently had. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the 8 money secrets to make your first million. As always, I believe in each and every single one of you guys. So go out there and crush it.